Welcome to today's Zoom. This one's titled Influence versus Management. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about, we are a B2B company. That's who we are. So, as a B2B company, that means we market business services to business owners. That means every one of you want to be able to obviously market business services to business owners. But since this is the team leadership Zoom and not sales Zoom on how to get customers, I want to talk to you about something that's um, I stumbled on years ago in the home-based business space. And what I recognize is promoting certain thing would inspire behavior. Um, and what I realized later on is it's really, you're not managing people, but you can influence people. You are a business owner for yourself. So you have to obviously move yourself into action. You got to be a self-starter. You got to be dedicated to your craft. You got to be going through trainings all the time to sharpen your saw, get better and better at what you do. You got to have a lot of live conversations. You got to look back if you've not had results in 2 weeks, 3 weeks of a lot of conversations that you need to improve. Something you're doing needs to improve. It's not just more numbers. Sometimes it's what you're doing with those numbers, right? So that's all sales training, and you can do your own sales trainings on YouTubes, and you can buy books, and you can become a better person of influence when you're promoting a product to people. But we're talking about team leadership now, and it's not management, but it is influence. So what do I mean by that is you've got every one of us who joins has an objective to get more funding customers or support a business owner or drive funding or build a team of people who drive teams. But you can't manage you can't manage how much funding you do. You can't manage how much funding I do if you recruit me. You can't put me like do these three things and it'll be 100,000 in funding. It doesn't happen, right? All you can do is encourage the right behavior, encourage the right activity. So that's where influence comes in. So there may be an objective of be amped up, do more fundings, help a client, get to 100,000 in funding this week. That's an objective, right? And then there's skills to make that happen. But really, what you can do as the sales leader and the team leader is you can help influence the right behavior. How do you influence the right behavior? Well, number one, you remember the reason why in the game plan, right? You committed to each other and you know their game plan, why they're doing this. So you remind them of the reason why. So you help keep them focused on their goal, their objective in doing this, right? The one that felt right for them. It just feels different for them. So that's number one thing you can do. Number two thing you can do is promote the things in DAC that are designed to influence, like amped up. Amped up not just gives you a raise on your own clients, but it doubles your pay on the people you personally enroll. So if you tell me this, if you remind me of this, hey, remember, we want to get you amped up. Hey, remember, we want to get you amped up. You're speaking on my behalf. Why? Because I now make 50% more on my personal customers if I'm amped up, but I also make double on my personally enrolled agents. And all you got to do is say, we want to get you amped up. You never know if someone in your team is going to get a funding this week. You don't want to make the minimum, you want to make the maximum. All you got to do is get a client. Let's get you into talking some conversations, get a client. See, that's influence. You can't require I do anything, but you can certainly influence me by reminding me of my reason why, by reminding me of incentives we have like amped up. And if we don't do these things, if we assume everyone just understands it, then we're not being a leader. We all need to be reminded. You and I both need to be reminded. And so does everyone on our team need to be reminded of all these perks and benefits. We need to be reminded that there's 7 million businesses underserved out there. Remind them of that. Remind them that there's businesses closing every month because they don't have access to working capital and they didn't know about us. Remind them of that. Remind them that there's business owners with 20 employees, and those 20 employees are all going to lose their jobs and be on the unemployment line if that business owner can't get money. And that's a tax on the business. It's a tax on all 20 of their psyches. All of them go through a, oh my goodness, I was laid off, a move, oh my God, I'm scared. All of that happens from lack of working capital. We are the front line of capitalism. Remind them of that. This is influence. Why did I put the graphic up over the weekend of the 9 million businesses and 7 million? To influence all of us, you and I both, to see how big our market is. Why do I say that the real estate market has 4.6 million homes sold, 3 million agents, and we've got 7 million, millions more clients who need funding than there are going to buy or sell a home. And yet we don't even have 100,000 agents in our industry. Why do I put that in there? It's influence. That's why. It's because things like that influence my behavior. Don't they influence yours? You realize this is big. It won't always be this way. There will come a time when there'll be 3 or 4 million business funding agents in America. That time will come because we're not going to have a shortage of business clients. Banks are following all those regulations, and so they're never going to be collateral-free lending. They'll never do it. So we've got an industry that's here. It's only 10-year-old industry. Well, it's about 14 years, but we've been in it, will be 10 in August, but it's still maturing and it's still growing and improving. We just put a video up and it's going to be going out on our social page here about our preferred funding, 100% discount preferred funding. That'll influence the behavior of a customer if we tell them about that. Not all of them, but some of them go, I'd love to get capital with you guys, but I got to pay that expensive return, even if I only need the money for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. No, you don't. Not with our new preferred funding product, you don't. So we need to tell them. That's how we influence, as we inform people, right? So don't be a manager, but be an influencer of your team. Help remind them, stay focused on that. And then you can influence behaviors. Now, you can say, okay, for every 50 business owner conversations, you should have an application. But if it's warm market, it may only be 15. You say that to me as a new agent and say, now you could talk to 100 people you don't know, or you could talk to 20 you do and get the same results. That's going to influence behavior. Again, you can't whip someone into place. You can't require anyone to do anything. We're independent business owners here. I can't make any of you do anything, but we can influence it with triggers in our pay plan like Amped Up. Right? That influences behavior. Or Engaged gives you 2.5 times the enroller pay for 60 days, 90 days, actually. If you get a funding client, you're engaged for 90 days. So getting clients isn't just what you earn on yourself. And there's also telling you about the renewal. The renewal for every dollar you get right now, even before we improve our renewal process, even without you helping them out a lot, every dollar of commissions you earn, you're going to make another 60 cents on over the next year. So when you get a client today, that's the average. Maybe yours will be higher, maybe yours will be lower. But if you make $1,000 on a client today, you can expect to make $600 more sometime over the next year in renewal as our company average. That's not, yours might be 3 times that. Yours may be 0. You never know. But when you say that, these clients, one client is worth the commission. It's worth potentially 60% more in renewal. It's worth Amped Up for the next 30 days. It's Engaged for the next 90 days, which makes you more money on your personally enrolled people. And all while taking care of yourself, you helped a business owner get working capital that they could fuel their business and profitability and potentially keep them from going down that 80%, 90% who close in their first 10 years. So by saying all these things, if that doesn't spur on someone to do this, they shouldn't do this. They shouldn't do DAC. If these things don't influence them, then it's helpful. They just don't want to talk to business owners. They don't enjoy talking to business owners. It's too much outside their comfort zone. Maybe one day they will, but right now they're not. So what do we do with the people who aren't ready today? We group train them. We group inspire them. We remind them through our group emails and group trainings about these Zooms and about our Friday agent updates and about go to the resource center and pull down some stuff. We group support. We don't invest a lot of personal time. Right? It's like a personal trainer who holds an aerobics class and said, anyone's welcome. Do they even still do aerobics? Anyone's welcome to this group class, and anyone can come, and that trainer's going to do it for one person or 1,000. It doesn't take any more effort for them. But when they're going to take the time to invest in an individual, that individual better be willing to do the thing. So we're B2B marketers. If you're recruiting people, you can influence their behavior afterward by being transparent before they even join. How? You inform them up front what we do and what's required and how we're helping business owners and how there's millions who need this and how this company's got some great performance things baked right into it. And you kind of repel the people that don't want to promote what we've got. All right. So today's message is you don't need to manage people, but you do need to influence them. And if the behavior is not going where it needs to go, if you're not seeing the activity, then encourage some things through influence, like amped up, like what amped up means on your personally enrolled, like all the businesses who need it, and everything else we talked about on here. So be an influencer, not a manager. Manage yourself, not your team. Influence them. Any questions about anything at all related with our business? Any questions at all? Otherwise, we're done today. These are all little things that you can use. Hopefully, when you hear it and you go, I'm not doing it, you start immediately doing it. Start immediately doing it. We talked about last week, start immediately doing it. This is not sales, this is team leadership call. So are you doing this with your team? If so, great. If not, start. I see Matt DeHame's got his hand up. You got a question, Matt?
Yeah, you mentioned during this thing, it's excellent call again, David. I want to compliment you on your arrow analogy from last week. Phenomenal graphic.
Thank you,
I'm
buddy.
taking that, I'm taking that to heart, man. I was even telling my wife, I said, you should see what David put up. I was raving on it. I was like, my goodness, that was a perfect graphic analogy. So focusing on the tip of the spear is you're excited, you're enthusiastic, and influence. This is the word because your day, yeah, man. There it is. And that is where we need to be, man. Those tail feathers support you. The more you have, the more stability your direction is. It's such an excellent analogy. So I just want to share it. I had to throw this out.
Go ahead.
Out. No influence is you light a fire with influence, right? To what's the word? Enticement is a trick to get someone right. The difference, there's a distinction. So we're not enticing, we're influencing. Such a huge difference. And you have integrity behind influencing if it's genuine. I wanted to just say, you mentioned 90 days with the engage. Is that continued? Because you mentioned 90 days. I said 60 in a slide I just did. But is it 90 or what'd you do, man? What are we
We
doing?
haven't changed. We launched an incentive, remember, a few months ago about you make your 10% on your personally enrolled no matter what. And on that time, we did something with the engaged as well. We haven't taken that away yet.
Okay.
So nothing's changed with that, but we do have an announcement coming up later this month that I'm excited about. So in the short term, that is accurate, but I wouldn't worry too much about it because there's some new announcements coming later this month that'll kind of flip all this up in a real good way for the team builders like you. You're going to love it, Matt. You're going to love what we're doing. Because what we want to do is we want to reward people who've earned certain, have done enough fundings to get to a certain point. We want to get it where they don't have to scramble each month to stay at that point, as you and I have talked about offline several times. So we've got some neat things coming where once you climb the ladder, you've climbed the ladder. And so in personal production, that is. So I'm pretty excited about that. You can, until it's launched, it's not launched, but we're in the final stages of some neat announcements. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, buddy. I think I don't have my glasses on. Does that say Craig or Greg? I'm sorry, Craig, if it's
Craig Small. Yep.
all right, Craig
Oh,
Small. Thank you,
his
Craig.
hand just went down. So I'll
Okay.
ask you to unmute Craig in case you still have a question. If not, you can just ignore that.
Yes. I had a question, and first I want to thank Nick for inviting me to this platform. I'm new to this, and although I kind of started last week, I looked at the first couple of videos. I'm really starting to immerse myself into it this week, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited. But I did have just a simple question.
Yes.
Which one of the videos had the scripts? Because I believe that there are some scripts that we
Yes.
use to help us with the clients. So I'm
There
just
is.
trying to figure out, and I think Nick did tell me, but I was real busy over the weekend. I never had a chance to really get to it. So now, like I said, I'm immersing myself into that starting today.
Well, Craig, first of all, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. I love your backdrop there and your screen as well.
Yeah, man, I'm out here in the mountains, man.
Yeah, I love it. And staying warm too in
Yeah,
that t-shirt. I
at the
love
same
it. Yeah.
time, I got my coffee. Yeah.
Must be up high in high altitude.
Oh,
So
yeah.
with that sunshine coming at you. So Nick is a great leader, by the way. So you got a great influencer there. He's gotten a lot of clients. So you've got someone and he knows how to keep clients happy for renewals, gets a lot of great ratings um, on our Trust Pilot because he's just well liked by his customers. So glad you're plugging in with him. He had great counsel for being here. As far as the scripts, it's in the business funding training. So if you go to the resource center, dacrc.com,
Mhm.
the second video, it says business funding training. It's got some red lightning or something, I believe. Near the back half of that is all scripts on video. But
Yeah.
there's also scripts. We did a warm market training last week where we had new warm market text. And there's some other scripts in the back office under funding. So if you go under business funding in DACRC, you'll see the video and you'll also see some scripts in print form there. And of course, Nick can help you with that too if you have any other questions on how to find that.
Sure,
But
absolutely.
you know what,
All right.
Craig? There's a need out there in the marketplace. You obviously saw it. That's why you joined, and
Yes,
we
sir.
love to have you help you have success. So if you have any questions at any time, Monday's more of our team leadership training, but
Yes, sir.
Wednesday's our business funding and our business funding pros on Wednesday. But you got Nick and Matt as pros in your team, so you got a great lineage there you're working with. Glad to have you on the team.
Thank you. Glad to be a part of the team.
You bet. Thank you.
All right.
And we see McGuire's got his hand up. How you doing, McGuire?
Cool. Doing great. Just wanted to jump in and say great training today. Very short, very powerful. I just wanted to throw another thing out there. I've been focusing on building, my team up these past couple weeks, and with everything, I've been learning a lot about people individually. So going through trainings with people, in groups of people is always great to bring everyone up, in the same direction and the same pace. But I've been having some individual one-on-one meetings with everyone, and I'm noticing that people are bringing their own experience, their own backgrounds, their own whys, and playing to those advantages is really important. I've had some people who have funding, experience with funding in the past, but not at all with payment processing. And some of them haven't ever approached clients and maybe think that that's a bigger deal than others. So I would just say to play to everyone's strengths, obviously be there to support them. But everyone's different in their own way. They have their own why, their own knowledge, their own wisdom. So I'm just learning how to one-on-one work with people, and play to those strengths. And everyone's different, so those one-on-ones always look different, but we're always getting to the same spot. So just want to throw that little piece of wisdom in there.
Love it. Love it. I think option number 2 or 3 in the game plan is recognize their strengths and talk to them about their strengths. And keep in mind, guys, if you're talking about individual time, you do not need to invest individual time into people that haven't gone through the trainings. Don't waste your time. You're going to find half the people who join this business just aren't willing to give it the umph. And if you're going to invest hours of your life with them prior to them showing the umph, that's a mistake. And I'm saying this only because McGuire had mentioned the individual time. That's on the assumption that they're doing everything they're supposed to do to warrant your individual time, right? Don't just because someone joined doesn't mean they deserve your individual time. They deserve this opportunity. Once they go through the stuff, prerequisites to a game plan, then they deserve your individual investment of time. Now, everyone can take a different stance on this. You're your own business, but I'm just going to tell you, after recruiting thousands of people personally, most of them will waste your time if they don't first go through the training and demonstrate an interest level. That way, when you have dialogue, live individual dialogue, they've got something they're standing on. They're standing on knowledge of our funding product. They're standing on knowledge of our processing product. They're standing on knowledge of our Brink Breezy funding platform. They've got some knowledge they're using to base that decision. It's not just, I'm interested. Okay, well, you don't know yet how to, what we offer in detail yet in depth. So make sure you fully grasp. There's a lot of people who think we're doing business loans like they can get at their bank and they want to do that. And once they find out we don't do that, then they're like, well, I'm not interested. So I love what McGuire said, play to their strengths. I think it's the third bullet point in the game plan. I don't have that in front of me, but it's one of them. And actually, I do have it. It's number 3, recognize their strengths and how that will benefit them in DAC. Absolutely. So follow the game plan, recognize the strengths. Katie Sprinkle, who's doing virtual watch parties. I love it, Katie. That's great group training, group access for your team. What do you got for us, Katie? By the way, while she's unmuting, I'll be doing tomorrow night's Biz Op myself, doing the whole thing tomorrow. McGuire's doing a great job. He'll be picking up again in the future. I'm just changing it up. Tomorrow's going to be a shorter, different Biz Op. So I'm doing it myself tomorrow. I'm excited about it. And what do you got, Katie Sprinkle?
So I posted it in the group, and I'm doing another watch party again on Saturday. Anybody that wants to join up, that's welcome. Paula and I had a great time Saturday night. It was a one-on-one, and we taught each other some stuff, so it was great. But I'm also doing a Biz Op on the 17th at 7. So that's something else I wanted to put out there too.
Beautiful. Hey, so guys, in the Facebook group community page, if you want to have some stuff and you want to participate in that watch party with Katie, just pile on that in that Facebook page. Just start commenting there. And same on the 17th. That's great. And anyone who's starting to do your own local live events, if you want to open it up, if you're having a event at a hotel meeting or a office meeting and you want to allow other people to attend too, and they're not in your team, we understand, but it's part of the group camaraderie, then please let people know. Appreciate the leadership, Katie. Any other questions or comments? I thought I saw another hand up, but maybe not. Okay. All right, then don't forget tomorrow night I'll be doing a brand new Biz Op presentation, some of the same stuff, but we're honing this in. Remember, we're B2B marketing. So we're going to get right into what we're doing, who we're looking for, and what it takes, and of course, show comp plans. So, but stay tuned for some cool comp plan announcements over the coming months or coming weeks, and just keep pressing on what you're pressing. And we're going to take care of the performers most. I mean, that's the bottom line, and give everyone the opportunity to be a performer with everything we got. So a lot of things moving in the background, like lava under the earth, and beautiful thing. So 7 million businesses need you now, though. They don't want you waiting for any news. They want you moving. And the more you move now, the more you're going to benefit as the news comes. God bless you all. Appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow on the team building training at 11:30. And tomorrow's game night, Biz Op overview, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for you to have as many new guests on as you can.